It's Lisa from Been There, Got Out, and guess what? We don't have a guest today because unfortunately the lawyer that we were going to interview got called into a hearing, and so she was unable to attend. And so I figured that what I'm going to do is, instead of doing the typical interview another person, I am going to talk a little bit about an issue that seems to be a big deal in our community, and that has to do with therapy and kids when you're in the middle of a high conflict divorce or custody battle or co-parenting situation, because that's what our clients seem to be dealing with. So just a couple of days ago, I was talking to a friend of a friend who happens to be a psychiatrist with a lot of experience. And we were talking about all kinds of things regarding kids and mental health. And she said the quote, which I put on our feed this morning, which is, "A special needs child is a humiliation, or it's humiliating to a narcissistic parent," which I was like, wow, that's really, really interesting, because that kind of ties into why a lot of these high conflict people, especially parents, don't want their kids to get therapy. And especially in the last couple of weeks, we've had clients talking about how extreme things have happened that indicate that their kids really need help and really need therapy, and their ex is blocking therapy and fighting so hard to say that nothing is wrong with the child. And I think it's because, and this is what Maureen's sentiments seem to echo, is because the child is a reflection of that kind of parent. And so a narcissistic parent is, their perfection. And if you have a special needs child, or if you have a child who has something going on, if they're on the spectrum or whatever, and they need, or if they're even going through a difficult situation, that narcissistic parent can't accept it, because to them, remember, it's a failure. I'm a failure as a parent. How could I have a child who has anything wrong with them? And especially because narcissistic people lack empathy, they don't understand that even as they're, say, in the midst of some crazy divorce or custody battle, their kids need help. Like, their kids need attention too, but for that narcissistic person, it's all about them. So, like I said, a lot of our clients' exes deny the kids therapy, and they say that everything is fine. Even kids who are chasing, let's just say violently, physically attacking the other parent, that's been coming up lately. And that actually reminds me to say that we are going to be doing an interview with Dr. Wayne Benenson in a couple weeks about oppositional children. One of our clients was talking about a child, very young, well, not a baby, but like a tween, who has been viciously attacking her and her other child. And she said that the literature out there for really angry, violent kids doesn't deal with divorced families. It assumes that both parents are on the same page and trying to help the child. But what do you do when you have a co-parent, really a counter-parent, who, when you have a child that needs help or is violent against you as, say, the healthy parent, the other parent will often say it's your own fault, that the reason that you're being physically attacked by your child is because you're a terrible person, you're a terrible parent, or that you're causing it. I also wanted to comment in the same vein on some of the feedback that we got from this morning's post on Instagram and TikTok. We know that in our community, often the perpetrator of the abuse, once they're out of the relationship, the day-to-day, and this is what Chris and I say all the time, is that they're limited. They used to be able to have that power and control over you when you were residing in the same location, but now once you're out, they're limited to three things: the courts, money, and your kids. And so they will weaponize your kids. And also the legal system. As you know, legal abuse is, fortunately and unfortunately, our specialty. But one of the ways this manifests is that the unhealthy parent will fight really, really hard to get legal custody, which means decision making over medical, including mental health, because they feel like they want to block services to the child, and it's a way to punish the other parent, the parent that has, even though the relationship's over, it doesn't matter who left it, but they feel like they have to keep up the appearance of like, I'm the victim and the other person did everything wrong. How can I punish them? I can deny our kids services because that will really hurt the protective parent. And that somebody on our TikTok feed said they will do anything to punish the parent who is supporting and advocating for the child. And so my question to you guys, and I might not continue with this live, but I'll just put it out there and you can put it in the chat, is do you agree? Do you notice that abusive parents do anything to punish the protective parent through the children, specifically by denying them access to services? If so, if you want to talk about it, just share it in the comments, and see you next week when we have an interview with one of our guests. And thanks for watching. Bye.